Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Devaraj, and welcome back to this series on bioenergetics. Today we're going to look at something you can do to start to progressively remove any panic from your system, from your body, from the back of your body, basically. That's mostly where the holding patterns associated with panic are located. And there's a lot of it about, and you don't always know where it comes from, but many people have this underlying sense of unease going through life. Many people find themselves easily triggered into panic, or waking up in the night, waking up in the early morning with a kind of sense of panic, kind of unspecified, not really knowing what it's about. Some of it may even come from the experience of being born. Evidence is accruing that, as you get born, it's a massively intense experience. And it's easy for the throat to get a little bit blocked for a while, or the cord to get wrapped around your throat or other parts of your body and create a state of panic inside your mind. And that sits there because your brain represses the extent of a feeling to protect you when you're at that age. It's repressed into your muscle system and may not come out. So there's many ways that we can, pick up somewhere along the line a sense of panic. And it may come up at different times in our life. Something you can always do in bioenergetics, we're going to look at this exercise in a moment, but to explain a little bit the theory behind it, because it is useful to know, is that if you take a mental state and make it really physical, it can process. And if it can process, it can move and it can change. When people kind of hold on to stuff, and if you're angry with someone, for example, but you don't really express it in any way because you don't feel to, you don't want to, or there may be some other psychological reason, but if you just hold on to it inside, it can't really move. When you express something, then it can move. Of course, you need to look if it's really appropriate to go screaming at people, but you have to do something to let it move. Forms of protest behavior, we hold things in, don't really serve us because nothing really moves. We just get stuck there. And with panic, it's a little different, but the principle is the same. If we can allow the panic to come in a healthy way, then it can start to process. So all we're going to do in this posture, essentially, is like the bow posture, but we're going to open our mouth wide and our eyes very wide. When you see someone with their eyes wide open, that's usually a sign of fear and panic. You remember cartoons and stuff from when you were a kid. So in this exercise, let's see if I can get a little bit closer here. But in this exercise, what you're going to do is get into your bow position. Let's look from the side a little bit here. So basically, you're pressing your pelvis forwards, you're sticking your chest out. That's important. Don't compress your chest like this. Your arms are up and back. And this position you breathe. This is your basic bow position. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to add opening the mouth and really opening, just move my light a little bit, opening the mouth and opening the eyes wide. And you maintain the bow, but your focus is on keeping the eyes and the mouth wide. Let's do it briefly, see a bit what it looks like. Yeah, it's quite powerful. It's quite a powerful exercise. It's important you do it with a Dean track, or some other timer in the background, so you don't just do it while you feel like it and then stop, but you have something to create accountability. You keep stretching your eyes wide throughout. You keep stretching your mouth wide throughout. Usually on the out breath, and I notice I was breathing out through the mouth there with mouth wide open. On the out breath, you can stretch more. So keep your focus. Yes, you are aware of your back, leaning back. Your head, by the way, is upright, pointing straight ahead. And my focus is on my eyes and my mouth, stretching them all the time. You can start this exercise off with a 30-second or 1-minute ding and work up to 5 minutes with it, basically. And what's important, like I say, is to keep that stretch going. There'll be times when you really don't want to. And if you can keep the stretch going, something will start to clear. The eyes reach back very deep inside the brain and the body, and they're a way of clearing a lot of trauma with eye movement. We've looked at some exercises around that earlier in the series. I mean, there's also whole therapies based around eye movement to desensitize and remove trauma. EMDR is one, you can look it up, eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, I think that stands for. This is a different thing that we're doing here, but it's also using the eyes. So you go into this conscious kind of just keep breathing and feeling your body. So start with like 30 seconds just to try it out. And then once the ding goes, you go down to finish the move off and to give a counter stretch. You go down into the arch pose, which you should know by now. Hanging forwards. And you do that for one ding. And I recommend that you go around 3 times, 3 repetitions. So once back, wide eyes, wide mouth, and then forwards, and go around 3 times. If you come to a place where you really think, hey, this is moving stuff for me and I want to step it up, you can work up to 6 reps easily, even 10 if you really want to go for it. And also, you can take the length of time up to 3 or 4 minutes with the bow position and the arch. But what's important is you just don't charge in too much straight away. This is quite a powerful exercise. And if it even feels like it's a bit too much for you, or later on you realize it's stirred up a bit too much old stuff, go back, just do some regular bow and arch, do some other process work with bioenergetics, and then come back to it. What's far more important, a lot of people out there that follow me are young guys, and young guys often want to get a result quickly. But when you're working with the body, that's not usually possible to do that. You have to allow time for processing. You have to allow time for your body and mind to get used to the practice of bioenergetics. And then if you're in it for the long term, you'll get huge, huge gains in the long term. And there'll be times when, of course, a lot moves, and times when you're a little bit like, oh, not much is happening. But if you're in it for the long term, you will always get a result. Okay, so that's looking at this wide mouth bow, wide-eyed bow. And the arch pose to counter. Feel free to post any comments. I may do a workout. I'm a bit behind with my workouts, I must admit, in terms of making videos of them, but I want to do some more soon and get that together so that you can follow along in real time, and we'll do some of these workouts that I've been posting. Okay guys, I hope this helps you take any panic out of your system, which will help you stay grounded, centered, and really positive and with high energy, motivated to do what you need to do in the day. I will speak to you later.